Folks, as I said, we're here in Atlanta, 2025 Global Hope Forum. Thousands of folks have attended since it opened up last night here in Atlanta. Lots of sessions talking about an array of topics. And so what is the goal? What's the focus? Joining us right now is John Hope Bryant. He is the founder of Operation Hope. And this is, how many years is this?
It's 33 years of Operation Hope, 12 years of Hope Global Forum, and probably a decade of that here in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah. And so the focus this year, walk us through that, because you've had lots of discussion about other currencies. That's been a huge part of that, the digital currency. But also we're living in a totally different world this year than we were a year ago.
Yeah.
A massive anti-DEI world, as I keep saying. Lots of attacks on the entire infrastructure, if you will, of Black America. And we're dealing with, look, we're in December, 300,000 plus Black women losing their jobs this year.
Minimum number.
You talk about the Black male unemployment rate, gone up to 7.5%. So it's been a hell of a year economically for Black folks.
Yeah. So the theme is future proofing. And I've never said this on any media platform. We're honored to have you here, by the way. We saluted you amongst 50 of the most important media of the 20th and 21st century at the closing of the session. We had all the major media here, most major Black media here. People can go back and watch it. But I've essentially said, you're on your own. We are on our own. Folks have told you directly and inferred indirectly what they feel about you. Accept it. And that's okay. Now that we know how certain people feel, we know we're on our own, and we can then plan accordingly. Ambassador Young Ted said something to me, who's here, 15 years ago. He said, John, if ever our civil liberties and social justice successes fall away from us, then he said, I don't think it will. The successes that he helped to put in place. If ever government is not there for us, I don't think it will ever at that time. Why would he ever think that the federal government would behave in a way that was inconsistent with his history? If we ever experience all of that, all we'll have is economics. So, John, I need you to stay focused. Don't get off in politics. Don't get off. I want you to be a capitalist with a heart. You need to build this infrastructure out just in case. It's our ripcord. It's our backup plan. It becomes our primary plan. I'm not suggesting that's where we are. I think, frankly, we're in a temporary moment, frankly. But it is good practice, Roland, for us to be self-reliant.
Right.
You have built a business that is relatively self-reliant. I have tried to build businesses that are relatively self-reliant. I think that is important for people to get an insurance policy, a will, buy a house. If you can, start a business. If at the very least, let your 9 to 5 financial 5 to 9, your side hustle. But no one's coming to save you. You're on your own, and that's okay. By the way, we've been doing so much with so little for so long, we can almost do anything with nothing. We've made culture and cool its own currency. We've done that globally. Over 6,000 years, we are cool around the world. Why can't we now master capitalism, commerce, money, and business? And I think we can.
So whenever I hear people talk about we're doing it for the culture, I then always ask, okay, but then who owns the culture? We are excellent on stage. Other people say, no, you the show. We're the business. And I'm like, no, this is Bishop Jackson we're talking about. No. This is where we have to be the business. We got to be the show and the business. Because to that point, we talk about Ambassador Andrew Young, I do hate to say it, but where we now are in media, I saw this 20 years ago. And I'm like, I'm telling y'all what's about to end, what's about to come down, and folk are going to have to understand how to build their own, the whole creator economy. And so, again, to your point, I see opportunity in how we can actually leverage that, as opposed to thinking that that old thing is coming back. It's not.
It's not coming back. But when you're being run out of town, get in front of the crowd, make it like a parade. Rainbows only follow storms. When you had a problem at CNN or a problem at whatever, TV One, wherever, a challenge, you pivoted. You reinvented yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
I literally went.
But by the way, God bless them. You made your decision, and we hope they're successful. And you created, and you never would have done that if they had given you an overly rich contract. Stephen A. Smith just talked about how he's fallen down and had to get back up and reinvent himself. Charlemagne just talked about falling down and just getting back up. Byron Allen talked about falling down and getting back up. He had to train his white salespeople to deal with racism, because the white salespeople in his company would have to deal with people who didn't want to deal with Byron and would call Byron the N-word to the white salesperson of his media company. So he had to train them to deal. That was deep. Had to train a white person of how to deal with racism that was going to come through at them through to him. And because he said, look, this is business. Business is not personal. And he pivoted around that, and he's built this great enterprise. By the way, you're the first person to turn me on, introduce me to Byron, to give you credit where credit is due. And so you have all these examples. Some are on the stage, some not. Tyler Perry, and of course Oprah Winfrey is a world all of her own, that have over and around it through it, have gotten to it. Tomorrow, to your credit of not just being a PhD, but a PhD too, don't just talk yourself into a coma, do something. Tomorrow, we have a group coming back together to finish the business plan for Black America that we framed up on April 4th of this year in Memphis, Tennessee, at the place where Dr. King was assassinated. On his anniversary, we framed up the business plan for America, and as you well know, people often hold meetings, and that's it.
Right.
So we got that same group of people to come here with Emory University and Clark Atlanta doing the groundwork to finish that business plan. By the way, you can go online right now, and download the business plan for America, the business plan for Black America, the business plan for women, the business plan for Latinos, business plan for Native Americans, business plan for Asians, the business plan for rural America, translation, poor whites. In other words, we didn't leave anybody out, but tomorrow we will finish the business plan for Black America. So you can download version 1 right now. Type that in, type in my name, or type in Dream Forward in the business plan for Black America, and you will see our results to date. And within a week from this meeting, you'll see the finished plan that people can take and operationalize in their own life. I don't know how many people that I've walked across into here who said, thanks to what you're doing, thanks to this meeting, I have a contract. I'm a homeowner. I'm a small business. My life has changed. That's what we want, is measurable, verifiable results that move people to self-sustainability and the theme future-proofing. Again, capitalism has worked for everybody else. Everybody else. The only 3 groups that it has not worked for: African Americans, not African Africans that came here, not African Caribbeans who came here, African Americans who were enslaved. We were bamboozled and confused and thrown off of the track. We, by the way, still killed it on the entertaining side, on the performative side. We still fell forward, but we didn't embrace capitalism itself. Native American Indians, poor whites, which proves that the issue is not just race. Racism's real, but if it was the only thing, you just have rich whites. So these 3 groups, out of 200 ethnic groups in America, never got the memo on capitalism and free enterprise. I think if we just reverse engineer the model, we killed everything else, Roland. This is a Jesse Jackson quote. God bless him, by the way. Where the rules are published and the playing field is level, the arts, we killed it. Professional sports, we killed it. Faith, you had Bishop Jakes here. He's a black pope for the world. We've killed it. I think Reverend Jamal Bryant will be here tomorrow.
No, he was here last night.
Was here last night?
Last night. He's in New York tomorrow.
He was here last night.
He was here last night. He opened up last night.
There's so many folks here, even I have not a chance.
I got you.
And what was it? Politics, from slavery to the President of the United States of America. So when the rules are published and the playing field's level, we kill it. Not just Black Lives Matter. Black capitalists matter. It's not like we tried this and we screwed it up. It's not like we tried this and it didn't work. We never tried it, not at scale. And then people want to tell me, well, what about Tulsa? Okay, what about Tulsa? It worked. They did it. A few square blocks, by the way. This wasn't a county. This wasn't a city. It wasn't the state. It wasn't multiple states. It was a few folks who got obsessed about capitalism in a few square block area. It worked. Yes, racists came and burned it down. You know this because you're a historian. We rebuilt it. Little known story. It played out until integration. And then black folks said, you know what? Now that I can go to the white department store, I can go to the white dentist. They left. That's what ultimately killed Tulsa. And so I'm saying it's not like we tried these things and when we stayed at it and knew what the rules were, it worked. We just need to have a national obsession. I'm going to say something really crazy. We need a black Jewish business plan. And I'm not kidding. We need the same things that this group's been chased all around the world. They didn't have a country until 70 years ago. They've been chased all around the world. And they're a third of all wealth in America. They're 2.5% of the population of this country. There are 15 million people in the world. There's 8 billion people, and they're a household name. I think it's a miracle. I think that is fantastic. By the way, they're our cousins. Anybody remember 6,000 years ago? Black folks and Middle East folks and Jews were cousins. Yeah, I said it. And we need to knock off all this sort of silly stuff, stop all the noise, and get focused on a business plan for us that works. And when people ask me, they push back when I say stuff like this. It's like saying, well, why should I try God? Well, it's not like your plan's working so well. Give them a shot. So it's not like your plan with the government or civil or social service or handouts or whatever your deal is, not like that worked. So let's try capitalism. Let's give free enterprise a chance when you're financially literate.
Right. One of the things that I've talked about is the need. We have to have sustained growth. That if you study the country, it's here. When you look at a lot of major businesses, founder passes away and not left in the hand. Kid, they want to do something else.
Oh my God,
so now,
this is such a big story.
So now, all of that energy, all of that knowledge, all of that, now it's gone. And so essentially, starting over. And I've said, look, when I took over the Chicago Defender, Robert Abbott founds it. He targets his nephew, says, no, you're taking this over. Yep. Nephew, John Sizdak, real scared about it.
Yep.
Said Mary McLeod Bethune and somebody else, said, no, they're going to ride on the train back. They're going to walk your behind here. Yep. You're going to learn this business. Yep. Abbott retires. He takes it over, builds it. Yep. Since that, dying, kids, a lot of drama, a lot of issues, substance abuse, whatever. Yep. They can't take it over. And instead of saying, you know what, I would love to leave it with family, but they ain't ready. Let me put this in the hands of somebody else who is going to take care of the business. Didn't happen. So Sinstack was the beneficiary of Robert Abbott thinking about the future. Sinstack didn't do what Abbott did. And when I took it over, it had lost money for 20 consecutive years. Yeah. Does it still exist? Yes. Is it even close to what it used to be? Absolutely not. And that, to me, is what we also have to be thinking about when we talk about our businesses. Because too many are being built, and once the owner becomes an ancestor, all that just goes away.
So the audience is not going to like what I have to say next. I mean, I like anything I said. I don't really care. We need to speak truth to power. Yeah.
Is going on. Go ahead.
Number one, business is not personal. Business is business. Capitalism is a gladiator sport. If you can't run it and ensure it's going to be run properly, sell it. The purpose of a business, please hear me. You make an emotional decision, it's going to be a bad one. The purpose of a business is to build it, grow it, create value, and monetize it. You sell it, get what's called a liquidity event, reinvest that money in something you can control. You can do it in philanthropy, you can start another business. So if you are not assured that your descendants, those who you love in your life are not going to take care of this, because what we've known for 6,000 years is first generation makes it. This is all racist. Second generation spends it. Third generation loses it. This is historically accurate. That ain't black. This is white. These are billionaires. First, I'm gonna say it again. First generation makes it. That's the builder. Hunter, Skinner, cook. Every business needs one. I'm the hunter, clearly. You need a Skinner and you need a cook, right? Somebody who analyzes and somebody who produces a product and can ensure the product's quality. The family needs that. A business needs that. A company needs that. A country, everything. A hunter, a Skinner, and a cook. If who you're passing this business down to does not have essential hunter skills, at least Skinner skills, the very least cooking skills, then you need to treat them like the charity that they probably are, go sell that company or put it in somebody else's hands, and then give them, hook them up, do something. But that business is going to fall apart. And we've seen that story over and over again. It's race neutral. Now, you tipped on something that is a gold mine for this audience. There's $100 trillion going to transfer hands in the next 10 to 15 years of the baby boomers, white, wealthy, all trying to retire and play golf at the same time. $15 trillion of that, so most of that is stocks, bonds, cash, net proceeds from selling of equities. That's going to go to husbands, wives, children. It's just net proceeds. They don't want the businesses. It's too much work. So the $15 trillion that's left over are profitable, cash flowing, asset having, in that little town or county, reputable, well-known, best in class, probably multi-billion-dollar businesses that doesn't have a plan to hand it over to somebody.
The business we're talking, they are insurance companies, they are travel agencies,
dental offices,
they are dental offices, they are even those
daycares.
Right, those are businesses.
Yes, three daycares in the city, 3 barbershops in the city, 2 nail salons in the city.
So as opposed to a lot of people do, they look at me. I want to start my own. Wait a minute.
No.
You have an existing business.
Yes.
Have the courage to approach them and say, "I'm curious.
Yes.
Are you available for sale?"
And their children don't want it. So befriend that person. I say this jokingly, but go get to know a white person. Go get to know an Asian person. Go get to know a Jewish person. It's a green person.
But also, the 15 trillion you're talking about, that also includes black businesses.
Well, yes, it
No.
does.
What I'm saying is,
yes, of course it includes black business.
No. What I'm saying is,
I'm being intentionally provocative.
No, I understand that. My point is to the person watching, you said go get to know these folks, but there are people who you actually know who are black. But again, is a sister? She's in Chicago.
Start with black businesses. Let's just get that out the way.
But the sister's in Chicago. She had a real estate firm.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and she's like, we have this conversation, and I said, go buy another firm.
Yes.
And she's like, damn, I gave a speech at the Department of Transportation, and I was talking about M&A. And the sister came up to me, and she said, for the last
mergers and acquisitions.
She said, for the last 3 years, my business partner and I have been preparing our company to sell. She said, we never thought about buying.
So look.
She literally said to me, she said, after your speech, I called him and said, shut that down. We're going to buy somebody.
So you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be tired of me soon. But my team is trying to pull me to go to this dinner. But I love doing Roland Martin. I love this dude. I love this conversation. I got to go. But let me just squeeze this in. we will struggle to do a $25,000 GoFundMe campaign or a $5,000 GoFundMe for a little pizzeria that's going to probably go broke in 8 months. But if you go by one of these businesses we're talking about, the bank that you think is racist, they just don't want to loan to you because you got a 580 credit score, right? But the banks in the business are making money. They can't make any money unless they have loans that pay. If you take this $1 million business you found in Gainesville or wherever it is,
Yeah.
and you take this to them with a balance sheet, an income statement, property, brand, they're going to lend you money against the value of the business. It's called non-recourse debt. So now it's not on a personal guarantee. Now you can then go to your family and friends and invest and raise the 10% of that purchase price. You already got the bank behind you. Now it's actually a fairly safe investment for me and others to make who want to invest that 10%. So this is a gold mine of an opportunity that's facing us the next 10 years. We have hustled so hard. We are so ingenious. We're not lazy. We will learn AI. We will learn robotics. We will learn this technology. You plug that in the back end of any of these companies you're talking about, they will boost the profits. I think, Roland, this is our time. And I thank you for banging on this drum and not letting up and telling people the truth about our need to pivot in what we're doing. We just have the wrong business plan. There's nothing wrong with us. Or in some cases, we have no business plan.
Right.
And that's what that's what we will repair. No one will be able to say, Roland, I don't know how to do it. When we finish, you won't be able to say, I don't have the coaching and counseling. I never got financial literacy. I didn't get, as of tomorrow, AI literacy. So now it's coming tomorrow. I can't access capital. I don't know how to raise my credit. I don't know how to build. I didn't know a business I could buy. I'm trying to remove every excuse.
Right.
Because even with racism and bias and all the rest of that stuff, this country's about, I hate to say it, the world. It's about greed. It's about self-interest. Slavery, I hate to break it to you people, it was about money. Nobody went halfway around the world because they hated you, right? They went halfway around the world because you were an agricultural genius. The only person who could bring the land back to life that was dead land in soil in southern states and in the Caribbean, which was a prime land for tobacco and cotton and all the gold crops of the 20th century, early 19th century. It was black people who had land in Africa that was dead, and we brought it back to life repeatedly. That's why they needed us. We were agricultural geniuses of the land. And they brought us halfway around the world because of that genius. But they needed to beat the self-esteem out of us. They needed to build the confidence out of us. They needed us to question ourselves and doubt ourselves and pick on each other and and now we're just locked in this mess. And we're rearranging the deck chairs in the Titanic. The ship is sinking and we're picking drapes. What did Malcolm X say? We've been bamboozled. We've been tricked. We've been fooled. We've been hoodwinked. We've been run amok. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yes, all these problems exist, but we are God's child. We are amazing. The only color that includes every other color, as you well know, is black. What are you waiting for? Why are you getting angry? Of course people are going to be against you. They're afraid of you. They're intimidated by you. Love them into the next century. Put your arms around them, love them, and still kill it. Drop the mic and do it with a smile.
Last day of Operation Hope is tomorrow. We'll be live streaming on the Black Star Network. Ends at noon tomorrow, so be sure to check it out. John, always a pleasure.
Love you, brother.
Glad to have you here. Appreciate it. Love you. Thanks a bunch.
I'm to have a legend here.
Better get that dinner you late for.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.